I've worked with men for over 30 years. Executives, truck drivers, teachers, retired military, grandfathers, newly divorced men in their 60s trying to date all of them. And if there's one thing they all have in common, it's this quiet shame they carry. You won't see it in public. You won't hear it in their voices during dinner parties or family gatherings. But behind closed doors, it comes out like a whisper. I just don't feel like a man anymore. I avoid intimacy because I don't want to embarrass myself. My body betrays me when I need it most. And lately, it's the most common one. I still masturbate, but it's not the same. It feels mechanical, empty. And I get it, really. I do. I've sat across from men wiping tears off their cheeks, ashamed of what they think is a weakness. But what if I told you the problem isn't your age, your testosterone, or even your desire? What if the reason everything feels off the drive, the satisfaction, the confidence is actually rooted in something no one is talking about? And more importantly, what if I told you that the key to reversing this isn't in a blue pill or some expensive testosterone shot, but in understanding one thing your body is slowly losing every single year after 40? Stick with me, because what I'm about to show you will challenge everything you've believed about aging. It's masculinity and your health as a man. Let me tell you about Martin. He's 68, lives in South Carolina, retired construction manager. Rugged guy, tough exterior. But he came to me one day after a conversation with his wife left him feeling broken. She had gently said something like, "I miss when we used to be close. I know you still love me, but it feels like you're drifting." Martin confessed that even when he wanted to be intimate, he just couldn't. Not the way he used to. He tried watching videos online to get things moving. He even kept a bottle of lubricant next to the bed, hoping that maybe he'd feel something. But instead, he felt numb physically and emotionally. I ran some tests, checked his hormones, heart health, prostate. Everything came back normal, but I knew what was going on. I've seen it 1,000 times. I asked him one question. When was the last time you felt truly alive down there? Not just functional, but full-bodied, charged, like your younger self? He stared at the floor, then said, "I can't remember." And here's what I explained to him and what I want you to understand today. There's a silent chemical decline happening in your body right now. It starts around age 40, and by 60, it's taken a serious toll. This is the real reason why men like you begin to feel disconnected from their bodies, even when the desire is still there. The culprit. Not nitric oxide from the gym or supplements promising the pump. I'm talking about your body's natural production of this miracle molecule. The one responsible for relaxing your blood vessels, allowing healthy blood flow to every part of your body, especially down there. When nitric oxide production drops, so does circulation. It's not just in your heart or legs, but in the arteries responsible for delivering blood to your most sensitive, performance-driven organs, and without proper circulation, everything changes. Your erection quality weakens, sensation dulls, your energy drops. Even the emotional satisfaction that used to come from something as personal as masturbation begins to fade. Martin was shocked. No one had told him that his body's chemistry could impact his masculinity so deeply, and he's not alone. Most men think they're just getting old, that it's inevitable, or that they're broken. But the truth is simpler. You're not broken. You're just running low on the very fuel that powers male performance. Let me give you another example. James, 73, former Navy officer from San Diego. He told me, "Doc, I still try to take care of myself. I eat right, I walk every morning, but I'm dead inside. It's like my body turned off the switch." He admitted to using adult websites, not out of desire, but out of desperation, trying to feel something again. It never worked, because the issue wasn't mental, it was physical. Once again, nitric oxide had bottomed out. His arteries were stiff, circulation was sluggish, and his body wasn't sending the signals it used to. So he worked on rebuilding his natural nitric oxide levels. The changes were nothing short of remarkable. Not only did his performance return, but his confidence surged. He even reconnected with his partner in a way he thought was gone forever. Now, before you think this is all about sex, let me tell you, this goes far beyond the bedroom. Poor nitric oxide levels are also behind that sluggish feeling you wake up with. The brain fog, the weak grip strength, the numbness in your hands or feet. The reason you can't finish a walk without feeling winded, or why your chest tightens after a big meal, it's all connected. Your blood vessels, the highways of life, are constricting, hardening, slowing down. And nitric oxide is the molecule that keeps them young, elastic, and wide open. If you've been feeling less like yourself lately, if your private moments have lost their fire, you keep wondering why you can't finish the way you used to, even when you're alone, it's not your fault. It's chemistry. Chemistry can be changed. I want to share the story of a man named Robert, 62, former high school football coach. Now working part-time at a hardware store in Ohio. When he came into my office, he avoided eye contact. That usually means something deeper is going on. Eventually, after enough trust was built, he blurted out, "Doc, I still get urges. I still want to, release pressure. But when I do, nothing really happens. Physically something does, but emotionally, it's like eating a meal without flavor, just empty calories." Now, that hit me hard. Because this isn't just about mechanics. It's about a man's connection to his vitality. I explained to Robert what I'm about to tell you. When blood flow to your lower regions is compromised, your nerve endings, the ones responsible for sensation, begin to dull. It doesn't happen overnight. It's slow, subtle. First, it takes longer to get aroused, then the release isn't as powerful. Eventually, the entire experience becomes muted, not just physically, but emotionally too. Robert thought it was just aging. The truth was, his blood vessels were literally starving his lower body of oxygen, nutrients, and nitric oxide. That's why even when he tried to take care of his needs in private, the fulfillment never came, because the chemistry wasn't there. After we began addressing his circulation the right way, Robert came back months later and told me he'd cried after an experience with his wife. Not because it was perfect, he said, but because I felt it. I actually felt alive again. That's the part no one talks about. You see, I've reviewed thousands of studies, examined countless blood panels, and sat across from more men than I can count hand. The common thread is clear. Nitric oxide isn't just a molecule. It's your body's switch for youth, performance, sensation, even emotional connection. But here's the problem: after age 40, your nitric oxide levels begin to fall. By 60, your body may be producing 70 to 80% less than it did in your prime. And that decline? It chokes your circulation, starves your tissue, and silences your desire. You're not crazy, you're not weak, you're not broken, you're simply depleted. And masturbation, while perfectly natural and healthy, can't restore what's chemically missing. In fact, for many men, it becomes a painful reminder of what once was. You try, you go through the motions, but afterward you feel lonelier, less like a man, like you're just going through the motions of something your body no longer supports. But I need you to understand something. This is not permanent. Your body can produce nitric oxide again. You just need to give it the tools, the support, and the signal to do so. That brings me to a patient named Alan, 70 years old, divorced, living in Arizona. He came to me after feeling disconnected from himself. He said, "I don't want to chase women. I'm not trying to prove anything. I just want to feel like I matter again, even if I'm alone." Alan's journey was unique. It wasn't after performance, he was after identity. What we discovered together was that identity and biology are deeply connected. When your body starts performing again, when your blood flows, your energy returns, and sensation comes back, so does your confidence. If you stand straighter, you laugh more, you look people in the eye, you stop apologizing for being a man. So when I say this is bigger than just what happens in the bedroom, I mean it. This is about reclaiming what age has tried to take from you, not through gimmicks, not through shame, but through science, through truth. And now, after walking you through the real stories, the science, and the truth behind what's really happening, I want to connect the final dots. Because while understanding nitric oxide is powerful, just knowing about it won't fix the problem. Eating spinach, beets, and dark chocolate might help a little. Breathing through your nose, exercising, taking cold showers, yes, those stimulate production. But for men over 60, these changes often aren't enough, because your body's natural machinery for producing nitric oxide has slowed down. That's why many of my patients, even after lifestyle changes, still struggled. They were addressing the symptoms, but not the underlying dysfunction. The real breakthrough happened when we took a different approach. One focused not just on supporting nitric oxide, but on restoring the entire flow system of the male body. I call it the blood flow restoration protocol. It's not a product. It's not a pill. It's a system designed to reactivate the nitric oxide pathways your body used to rely on, naturally and safely. It helps revive what age tried to shut down. And to help men everywhere understand how it works, I've put together a free, no-strings-attached presentation. It goes deep into the science and shows the exact steps I use with my private patients to bring blood flow, energy, and sensation back to life. You can find that link in the description below. Just click it when you're ready. But before you do, I need to leave you with this. This moment you're in right now, it matters. Because you're standing at a crossroads, whether you realize it or not. One path leads to more of the same. Silence, shame, a slow fading of who you used to be. It's the path to many men walk not because they want to, but because they think it's the only option. They believe they've missed their chance, that decline is destiny. But the other path is different. It begins with a decision to take back control, to reclaim your circulation, your chemistry, your manhood. Not just in the bedroom, but in how you walk, speak, and feel. I've watched too many good men waste away in quiet frustration, thinking it was just part of getting older. But I'm here to tell you, with every cell in my body, that it doesn't have to be. You're not too old. You're not too far gone. You're absolutely not broken. Your body still remembers how to feel alive. It's just waiting for the right spark. And once that spark is lit, once blood begins flowing freely again, once nitric oxide starts doing its job again, you'll know exactly what I mean. You'll feel it in the warmth, returning to your hands and feet, in the clarity behind your eyes, in the way your body responds, even in moments of solitude. Yes, Evan. I'm not promising miracles. I'm not offering fairy tales. But I am offering hope backed by science, and a plan grounded in decades of experience with real men just like you. So here's what I want you to do now. Scroll down. Click the link in the description. Watch the free presentation I've put together. It's the first step in reclaiming what matters most. Your confidence, your identity. You've already taken the hardest step by staying with me this long. That means something. It means you're not giving up, that you're still in the fight, and I respect the hell out of that. And now it's time to move. It's time to act. Because every day you wait is another day the decline continues. Another day circulation weakens, nitric oxide drops, and disconnection grows. But it doesn't have to. Make today the day you draw the line, the day you stop accepting less, the day you start coming back to life. The next step is right in front of you. You know where to find it. Click the link. Watch the presentation. Let's begin your comeback together. I'm Dr. Miles, and I'll be with you every step of the way.